What is materials management system and what is its importance? Almost all organizations use, transform, distribute or sell materials of one kind or other. Inventory or materials management is one of the most important functions in any organization. The performance of an organization that is manufacturing or service is significantly dependent on effective management of materials or inventory made available in a number of forms as they are being processed in a manufacturing or service stage. Materials management may influence tremendously the cost of production as well as of product. A good and acceptable materials or inventory management system ensures a smooth flow of materials within an organization or a plant. This flow should connect the suppliers to the production systems and subsequently to the customers or end users of the products through the distribution system with generation of minimum or no waste. For achieving the main objectives of materials management function, as stated above, a total and an integrated inventory management system needs to be developed and used. What is inventory? The core issue of materials management is maintenance and control of inventory. This issue is common to all organizations in any sector of the national economy. The term inventory can be interpreted in a number of ways. First one is the stock on hand of materials at a given time. Then tangible asset that can be seen, measured and counted. List of items, that is physical assets. Quantity of items on hand. Value of stock of goods owned by an organization at a particular time. In view of all these interpretations, inventory is defined as the ideal resource that has an economic value. When a resource loses its economic value, it ceases to be an inventory. The classification of inventory is based on two aspects, that is state of inventory and utility of inventory. Based on state of inventory, it is classified under four categories. First one is MRO, that is maintain, repair and operate. This does not directly contribute to the finished products, but these are essential for converting the raw materials into finished goods. Then we have raw materials. These are the inputs to the production system. And then we have work in process goods. These are the semi-finished products. And then we have the finished goods, which are the final products. Based on utility of inventory, inventory can be classified into three categories. First one is the working stock. That is the amount of inventory as determined by its load size as required to meet its demand for a specific time period. And then we have the safety stock. That is the amount of additional inventory required exclusively as a protection against stock out situation due to fluctuations of demand during replenishment period. And then we have the anticipation stock. That is the seasonal stock, amount of inventory built up to meet the higher or seasonal demand. What is the need of an inventory? Inventory is needed to meet demand, and demand occurs at an instant of time or during a period of time. If supply is made as and when demand occurs, there is no need of inventory. However, such a situation in all likelihood can rarely be achieved due to many kinds of practical difficulties and constraints. Hence, we need a sound inventory system to meet the demand of the plant. There are four possible reasons for existence of inventory in any system. First one is the time factor. Because creation and supply of inventory needs time. The second one, the discontinuity factor. As each stage of production must act independently from other stages or processes in production and post-production phases, inventory allows a process or a stage to act independently even if there is discontinuity in operation due to some reasons at the precedent or subsequent process or stage. And then we have the uncertainty factor. Inventory offers protection against unplanned and unanticipated occurrences of events that may affect supply system. Such factors may be of many types. Then we have the economy factor. Inventory offers cost reduction advantages when bulk purchases with quantity discounts is allowed or when procurement at lowest price in condition of seasonal price fluctuation is justified. And what are the classifications of inventory problems? Before we attempt to classify inventory problems as they exist in manufacturing or service organization, it is pertinent to know what is to be determined related to inventory management for an item. First one, when to order for this item, that is time. And then we have how much to order for this item, that is quantity. Hence, there are two parameters related to the above questions for any inventory control system. A number of factors affect this inventory problem. Each of these factors may have different levels. Combination of the types and levels of these factors determines classes of inventory problems. What are the various inventory costs? While formulating any class of problem, we need to know the working of the inventory control system, its parameters, the constraints, and assumptions for modeling. There are a number of inventory related costs that need to be considered. These costs are as follows. First one, purchase cost. This is also known as procurement cost. While an item is purchased from an outside source, unit purchase price for the item determines the purchase cost. Setup cost. This cost is relevant when the item is supplied from within. The cost associated with setting up of the process or the machinery as per production run and lot size is the setup cost. It is usually measured per setup basis. Production cost. This is incurred when the item in required quantity is produced by the production department. The production cost per unit is its measure. Then the order cost. The cost is relevant when the item is supplied from outside. An authorization note in the form of purchasing order is to be placed to the supplier. The cost of preparing and placing the order for the item in required quantity and quality under agreed terms and conditions is referred to as order cost. Usually it is measured per order basis. Then we have inventory carrying or holding cost. This is essentially the cost of money tied up in inventory. While the inventory is stored for a time period, it is essential that it is kept in good condition. The cost associated with the lost earning power, storage, deterioration, insurance, and other prevention measures taken to maintain inventory of the item in acceptable or usage condition. This cost is measured either as a proportion or percentage of the cost of average inventory or as a cost per unit price of the item. And then we have overstock cost. This cost is incurred when supply is more than demand, and at the end of the selling season an extra amount of inventory beyond demand is kept. Elimination or at least minimization of overstock amount is one of the main objectives of any inventory control system. And then we have understock cost. It is also referred to as out of stock or stock out cost. This is incurred when supply is less than demand during a period of time. While formulating an inventory control problem, we need to identify and consider these costs found relevant in a given problem.